Hi, Comfest friends. My name is Joanie Calem. I was going to be doing a workshop at the Peace and Healing Tent, one of my favorite places in all of Comfest. The workshop is a workshop that I do all over the place, all over Columbus, all over places that invite me to come talk about inclusion. And I call my workshops, But First Do No Harm, Building Compassionate Communities. And the subtext to that is how to be inclusive and to not other people, to not make people into something other than what I am, while still respecting their uniqueness. That's called inclusion. So this workshop is a whole lot of fun in person, and I hope I can make it fun on YouTube. We're going to start with an echo song. And this echo song is called Blues Lite because it's bluesy, but it's not serious enough to be true blues. And if we were all together, I would be inviting you to be my echo. But seeing as you're watching this weeks after I recorded it, you can still echo along. Today was a good day. Today was a good day. I was feeling fine, feeling fine. Today was a good day. Today was a good day, and the sun did shine. The sun did shine. Well, yesterday was stormy. There were gray clouds everywhere. Sure was hard to get moving with the thunder pinning me to my chair. But today was a good day. Today was a good day. I was feeling fine, feeling fine. Today was a good day. Today was a good day, and the sun did shine. The sun did shine. You never know what tomorrow might bring. Trouble seems to run in packs. Worries, crises, miseries, knocking us on our back. But today was a good day. Today was a good day. I was feeling fine, feeling fine. Today was a good day. Today was a good day, and the sun did shine. The sun did shine. So hard to stay in the here and now. My mind makes me run all around. Rat race, fast-paced craziness. I wanna slow things down. Just gotta take things one day at a time. Know where to plan ahead. I thought I'd have a storybook life. I got a few surprises instead. But today was a good day. Today was a good day. I was feeling fine, feeling fine. Today was a good day. Today was a good day, and the sun did shine. The sun did shine. So I'm not gonna fret about tomorrow. Somehow I'll get out of bed, play some songs, pay some bills, get those hungry kids fed. 'Cause today was a good day. Today was a good day. I was feeling fine, feeling fine. Today was a good day. Today was a good day. The sun did shine. The sun did shine. Yeah, today was a good day. 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 And for me, good days are days when people are being inclusive. People are reaching out to each other despite differences, despite annoyances, despite disagreements. And it's stormy, like it has been of late in this country and all over the world, really. It's stormy when people are pushing other people away because they're different in some probably inconsequential way. So I want to do another song. This is not one of my songs. This is a song by a wonderful songwriter named Tom Hunter. And Tom passed away a few years ago, but gave me permission to do this song before he passed away. And it's just a brilliant, brilliant song. It's called Coloring Outside the Lines. She sat down to color out her coloring book and was carefully staying inside the lines. All of a sudden she grinned and said, I'm gonna color outside of the lines this time. Coloring outside the lines. I'm gonna color outside of the lines this time. Coloring outside the lines. I'm gonna color outside of the lines this time. It was a group that was learning how to dance and move with particular steps they were supposed to find. All of a sudden someone jumped up and said, I'm gonna dance outside of the lines this time. Dancing outside the lines. I'm gonna dance outside of the lines this time. Dancing outside the lines. I'm gonna dance outside of the lines this time. She was too tired to go to the back of the bus, so she took the first seat she could find. She didn't say much, but what she did spoke loud. Sit outside of the lines this time. Sitting outside the lines. I'm gonna sit outside of the lines this time. Sitting outside the lines. I'm gonna sit outside of the lines this time. Her child was different, that was certainly clear. She was hearing advice from every side. She realized the books were not gonna help, so she parent outside of the lines this time. Parenting outside the lines. I'm gonna parent outside of the lines this time. Parenting outside the lines. I'm gonna parent outside of the lines this time. There was a man hurt on the side of the road who was helped out by someone that he disliked. He always said we should love our neighbor as ourselves. Gotta love outside of the lines this time. Loving outside the lines. I gotta love outside of the lines this time. Loving outside the lines. Gotta love outside of the lines this time. Love outside of the lines this time. Love outside of the lines this time. Who made up these lines? Who made this stuff up? So Tom's song in the last verse mentioned a man who was hurt by the side of the road, who was helped out by someone that he disliked. He always said we should love our neighbor as ourself. You've got to love outside of the lines this time. And that was actually based on a true story that a man told Tom. This man was a white preacher who had been extremely racist. And though he had preached, love thy neighbor as thyself, he had not practiced it. And one night he was in a terrible car crash and was all alone on the side of the road in a lot of pain. And the first car that drove up and stopped was an African-American family. And the wife was a doctor, and she was the right person at the right time to help him and get him to the hospital and get him the physical care that he needed. And he, of course, from that experience, realized what a hypocrite he had been and changed his ways. That would happen with all of the racists in our world. And I do a lot of work with disability awareness, with inclusion. I work with children with disabilities, with adults with disabilities, with adults with mental health issues and addiction issues, with people who, as they're walking through the world, are not always welcomed and not always invited to be included in what typical people are doing, whatever typical means. So this is a song called Beyond the Golden Rule. The Golden Rule is, of course, either love thy neighbor as thyself or treat another the way you want to be treated. And this exists in just about every culture. In slightly different words, in Islam, it says, do unto all men as you would wish to have done unto you, and reject for others what you would reject for yourselves. That's from the Quran. Judaism has two different ways of saying it. That which is hateful to you, do not do to your fellow. Or, ve'ahavta l'ra'echa kamocha, which is Hebrew for love thy neighbor as thyself. Christianity says, do to others what you want them to do to you. Buddhism says, hurt not others with that which pains yourself. Hinduism says, this is the sum of duty. Do not unto others what you would not have them do unto you. Different religions, same idea. Different cultures, same idea. So this is a song called Beyond the Golden Rule. And I wrote it, as I said, after painfully observing how students of mine and a child of mine and friends of mine walk through the world and are not welcomed by people who could be welcoming. So this has some Hebrew in it. The first time the Hebrew comes around, it's saying, ve'ahavta l'ra'echa kamocha, love thy neighbor as thyself. The second time it comes around, it says, ve'ahavta la'acher kamocha, love the one who is different than you as yourself. And the last time it comes around, it's ve'ahavta lizar kamocha, which is love the stranger, or love the one that is strange to you as yourself. Please don't make me your project or your good deed for the day. Don't make me your mascot, lucky charm that wins your game. Don't push me away, then smile and pretend. All I really want is a friend. Volunteer service class. If someone did that to you, you'd realize it's just plain crass. Don't treat me like I'm stupid, even if you think I do things wrong. Who says that I can't sing a different song? Ve'ahavta la'acher kamocha. Please don't look at me with pity in your eyes. Don't think that I don't see when you've got a scornful smile. I know sometimes I'm awkward, can't relax in my own skin. All I really want is to be let in. Buddha said, hurt not others with that which pains you. Muhammad said, do for others what you wish they'd do for you. Every culture preaches this very same rule. Ve'ahavta la'azar kamocha. Ve'ahavta la'azar kamocha. Ve'ahavta la'azar kamocha. Kamocha. Kamocha, kamocha, kamocha. Would that we would all learn that. Would that people who are racists would learn that. So one of the many hats that I wear is doing teacher training about different learning styles and invisible barriers to learning, invisible barriers to living, invisible barriers to learning. Anybody who has ever spent any time in a classroom or in front of a group of people knows that everybody learns in a different way. Everybody processes things in a different way. So I want to sing to you a song called Everybody's Good at Something. It is based on a story that was written by the Assistant Superintendent of Schools in Cincinnati, Ohio, in the late 1930s, a man named Dr. George Revis. And he called it the animal school. And it is, of course, an analogy for how different people learn. Back in the day when the critters went to school, they learned to run and climb and fly and swim in the pool. Everyone was good at one or two things, but there was no one that was good at everything. Duck was good at swimming and could usually fly, but she just couldn't run, though she really tried. Instead of letting her swim and do what she did best, they made her work on running and she failed every test. Eagle was best at flying up high. He just couldn't climb, though he really tried. He got punished when he flew to the treetop. They called him a cheater and they made him stop. Well, Rabbit was great at running. In fact, she won every race, but she was forced to go swimming and couldn't even place. In fact, it got so bad she kinda broke down. After that, she wouldn't even hop across the town. Squirrel could climb and run real well. Flying was harder, he just couldn't excel. If he started in the treetop, he could kinda fly down, but they made him try starting from the ground. Prairie dog parents complained to the school. Lessons didn't include digging or tunnel tools. They went and found a teacher on their own. Badger was glad to teach the pups at home. Well, it's the end of the year and everyone feels bad 'cause they spent all their time trying to do what they can't. It's true, it's good to learn new things, but we gotta remember no one's good at everything. We gotta realize no one's good at everything, and it's just fine that no one's good at everything. So, not only do we not need to learn things in the same way, it is darn good that we are all good at different things, because if you needed to depend on me to build a car or a plane or a road or a building, we'd be in trouble. So I'm so glad there are the people that can do those things. One of the things that many people are not aware of is a phenomenon called sensory processing disorder, or a nicer way to say it is sensory processing differences. And it has to do with how we all handle the information that we get from the world. And we all process it through our senses, but everybody processes senses a little differently. And this is one of those invisible barriers to both learning and living for many people, because People who get overwhelmed easily find it hard to go out in the world and get things done in the way that those type A go-getters can always do. But it doesn't make them wrong. So this is a song called You Have No Idea. You have no idea what it's like to be me. And seeing as none of us really have any idea what it's like to be anyone else, we only live in our skin. We don't live in anybody else's skin. So try a little tolerance. Some days I just can't calm down. My skin is on fire, my brain's whirling round. Moving makes it better, but I know that bothers you. I need some help, I don't know what to do. I know it seems strange when I stare at the floor. If I look in your eyes, I can't hear anymore. In order to listen, I've gotta look away. Not all the time, but it's really bad today. Well, you have no idea what it's like to be me. No idea how hard it can be. No idea how I long to be free. You have no idea what it's like to be me. I know you get embarrassed when we're out and about. The noise and crowds scare me, but I don't mean to shout. I know you spent a lot on my nice new shirt. I can't put it on, it makes my body hurt. Well, you have no idea what it's like to be me. No idea how hard it can be. No idea how I long to be free. You have no idea what it's like to be me. I know you worked real hard to make this good food. The smell hurts my head, I don't mean to be rude. I don't mean to misbehave, I don't mean to get mad. I'm so sorry, I don't want you to be sad. Well, teacher says I'm spoiled. Grandpa says I just need rules. Grandma says in her time I wouldn't dare do what I do. But they don't understand what it's like inside of me. 'Cause bad behavior is all that they see. And they have no idea what it's like to be me. No idea how hard it can be. No idea how I long to be free. They have no idea what it's like to be me. And you have no idea what it's like to be me. No idea how hard it can be. No idea how I long to be free. You have no idea what it's like to be me. So if we were all to remember that none of us really know what it's like to be another person, perhaps we would be a little less annoyed and a little more patient. Maybe. I'm going to do one more song, then I'm going to tell you my very favorite Jewish folktale, and then we're going to end with a song about that same Jewish folktale. So this is a song called Round Pegs. You'll get what it's about. How'd you feel when you noticed that you're a round peg in a crowd of squares? Do you ever get the feeling like you just don't fit anywhere? You're struggling like a fish outside of water, your daily fare. Are you gasping, gasping, gasping to reach the air? Well, who made up this idea that we have to be the same? Gardens are full of flowers and they each have different names. Forests are full of trees and their difference makes them strong. We don't have to be the same to get along. Do you walk around feeling that you stick out just like a sore thumb? Do you feel like you didn't get the same memo as everyone? Does Facebook make you feel like you're the only one not having fun? Are you grasping to reach the sun? Well, who made up this idea that we have to be the same? Gardens are full of flowers and they each have different names. Forests are full of trees and their difference makes them strong. We don't have to be the same to get along. Were you the shy kid writing poetry, just looking for a quiet space? Were you the dreamer sitting reading instead of running everyone's race? Were you the tomboy climbing to the top of the tree instead of wearing frilly lace? Are you like me, just a little out of place? They say pigeons fly with pigeons and hawks with hawks, but we don't have to be part of a flock. They say birds of a feather gotta stick together, but hey, 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 we're not birds. Well, who made up this idea that we have to be the same? Gardens are full of flowers and they each have different names. Forests are full of trees and their difference makes them strong. We don't have to be the same to get along. Round pegs. It's definitely me. And as the years go by, I get rounder and rounder in all ways. So I want to tell you a story. This is a story called the Lamed-vavniks. Lamed-vav are two letters in the Hebrew and Yiddish language. And in Hebrew and Yiddish, letters are both letters and numbers. So they are the letter L and V, but they are the number 36. And in Jewish tradition, the number 18 and multiples of 18 are considered good luck because 18 is the number of the letters for the word life. So a multiple of 18 means multiples of life. May you have a long life. And this is a story that comes from long, long ago. Nobody's really clear about how old this story is. And the belief is that there are always 36 spirits that are keeping our world from going over the edge. So when we consider how challenging things are right now, I would think those 36 spirits are working overtime. Some people think of these 36 spirits as angels, but the thing is that they don't, they're not in a particular body for a long period of time, but rather it's like a spark of life that bounces around to different parts of the world and different people and inhabits different people at different times when there is a need. And there are 36 of these sparks or spirits or angels, however you want to figure it out. And like I said, they're keeping us from going over the deep end. So there's an old story from the 1400s, 1500s from France. And it starts out in a monastery, which of course is not Jewish. But in this monastery, there was a wonderful Monsignor who was very beloved by all the monks in the monastery and kept things running very harmoniously. But one day, suddenly, he died. And he died without telling the monks who he was leaving in charge. Well, during his life, about once a month, the Monsignor used to leave the monastery and walk down the mountain into the village and visit with the village rabbi. And they would spend an afternoon together. And then the Monsignor would come back. And he never really told the monks what it was he did down with the rabbi. And the monks always wondered, why is our Monsignor going to spend time with this person from a different religion? But after the Monsignor died, the monks started to argue and jockey for position and compete and lobby for their own cause, trying to become whoever would be the next head of the monastery. And they knew that they were in trouble. They knew that this was not going to go well. So they thought, well, the Monsignor used to go and hang out with this rabbi. Maybe the rabbi is a wise person who could help us figure out what to do. So the whole bunch of them trooped down the mountain from the monastery into the village and found their way to the rabbi's house and knocked on his door. And the rabbi opened the door and said, "Oh, I was expecting you." And they said, "What do you mean you were expecting us? How did you know we were coming?" And he said, "Well, I know that your Monsignor died, and I figured you might need some help." And they were a little confused as to why he would know that, but they sat down and they said, "Yeah, we're not sure what to do. He didn't leave us any information about who should be in charge once he passed away." And the rabbi brought them tea, and he brought them cookies, and he sat down, and he was quiet for a while. And he said, "I don't know who should be the head of the monastery. I don't know about that. But I do know that amongst you, one of you is a Lamed-vavnik." And I said, "What's that?" And he said, "One of you has the spark of holiness. One of you has the spark of light. One of you has the spark of life." And they said, "Well, which one of us?" And he said, "Well, I don't know that either. I just know one of you has it." So the monks looked at each other and they thought, well, it might be me. And if it's me, then I should be behaving very maturely. Or it might be you. So if it's you, I need to make sure that I'm treating you with the due respect that the spark of holiness should receive. And so the monks started treating each other differently because one of them was a Lamed-vavnik. And they never knew who. And the Jewish riddle goes, if you think you are a Lamed-vavnik, you aren't. But if you're sure you're not, you might be. So this is a song about the Lamed-vavniks. It's a great song to harmonize on. So feel free to harmonize as you're listening. Well, they just never know. We just never know who the angels are. We just never know. We just never know who the angels are. There's a story told in whispers about a little plan. All through time there've been the wise ones found throughout the land. A group of angels spread around in secret near and far. Not just one, not two or three, 36 there are. And we never know just who they are, and they're not who we'd expect. Not the least loud ones, the famous or elect. Sometimes they're a little odd, the ones with eyes we don't meet. The sweet woman no one's got time for, the old man down the street. And we just never know, we just never know who the angels are. We just never know, we just never know who the angels are. Sometimes they are children, often they are poor. They work in humble silence, no spotlights, no rewards. As we hurry through our days, so busy on our way, how many angels do we pass along the way? And if you're wondering why that number, it's all a little math trick. 18 is the number of life times 2 is 36. The thinking was we need some help, and that's what these folks do. But they don't even know themselves, it's a secret to them too. And we just never know, we just never know who the angels are. We just never know, we just never know who the angels are. By the time we've figured out what might be going on, we turn around in quiet awe, but the spark's already moved on. 'Cause we just never know, we just never know who the angels are. We just never know, we just never know who the angels are. So may we all treat each other as though that spark of holiness has been in us, maybe in us right now, might be in us tomorrow. But first, do no harm. My name is Joanie Calem, and I hope that next year at Comfest, we get to do this in person. But it's been great spending this time with you anyway. Bye, Comfest friends.